How you doing? Welcome to my office. Give you a little vibes of what the studio looks like over here. Can't share everything, but you know, I figured I share a little bit about what's going on and give another weekly update, especially as I line up for my first release. And I have a few minutes as I'm bouncing down some stems. But yeah, I'm very excited to put out my first record as a solo artist now. Most of my career, I've been working as a producer and engineer, which means you work on the behind the scenes, behind other acts, right? And one of the difficult parts about being a producer is that your career really only moves at the pace at which the artists you work with choose to release and market their records. So for my friends who are wanting to become songwriters and producers, you have to keep this in mind because your next accolade and your next breakthrough, your next paycheck is coming from one, if you can get into the room with that artist, two, if you can have that artist record to your record, and then three, if you can have that artist release the record, and then four, if they market the record in the right way so it gets the right amount of streams so you can leverage that for your next opportunity. So it's a very crazy cycle and it takes a lot of time, and I've even seen plenty of guys with huge credits get serious placements but not even get a paycheck until like a year or 2 years after that placement's actually been released or after it was cut, right? So it takes a lot of patience. Now, I made a conscious decision, despite having had placements and despite having had gotten credits for great artists, I made the conscious decision to also take more control over my own career and delve into making content, and especially specifically delve into releasing my own songs, right? And so I'm excited because one, it gives me an opportunity to create my own records and release on my own pacing and timing. Two, all my records are always going to be collaborative. I'm always going to work with another producer or another singer or songwriter. It's just my nature. I like doing teams, and I've always found things sound better and come out better when I work in pairings and in groups. So what's really cool too about releasing my own music is it gives platform to other people as my music grows too. So I don't just get opportunities from releasing songs, but I create opportunities for releasing songs. And finally, one of the most important aspects of why I'm excited to release one of my first singles is to step out and do what most people are afraid to do and share their work. Because there's a lot of talented people that I've met, tons of talent, tons of giftings, but a failure and a lack of discipline to get past that uncomfortable feeling and just share your music and put it out there. A lot of people come to me and ask, how do I get to the next level? And I say, always put out more music. And I'm not saying overload. There's people who say upload once a week. I kind of disagree with that. There's people who say upload once a month. That makes a little bit more sense, and really depends on how well and how you choose to market your music, right? But at the end of the day, a lot of people who want to make it in music, they only put out 1 or 2 records a year, and that's not enough. Why? Because one, the more you release, the better you get at your craft, the more feedback you get. And two, the more you release, the more opportunities you open up for your brand to be heard and to be consumed. I'm very excited to also prove the point that there can be nothing wrong that comes with putting out your own music. It can really only help you grow, help you learn more. And so for anyone who is pondering if their music is ready, I say if you've been waiting for a few weeks or you haven't put out any music in over 6 months, it's time. Whether or not you feel comfortable with it, opportunity and God, they're not going to wait for your comfort zones. They're going to wait for your action. So every day I'm getting on the camera and creating things and getting in that space where it's not comfortable. But at the end of the day, I love seeing the growth, and I love seeing things that I wouldn't expect help other people, connect with other people, and also open up opportunities I would have never thought of just because I was willing to get into that uncomfortable space and share some of my work. That's my little studio rant today. I got about 30 minutes. I'm going to interview a potential new addition to the label, and then we're going to head home because we just signed a lease for our new apartment, and I am so excited, but I also know I got to pack a ton of stuff. One thing that's become super important in my life, honestly a non-negotiable, is exercise. And I really strongly believe if you're gonna do a creative career path, you need to have something else to be an outlet so you can be able to separate yourself from your art and from your work. And for myself, it's really become working out. So it's 7 p.m. today. Normally I work out in the morning times, but if I miss it, I need to sleep in because I was only getting 4 or 5 hours. If you need to come in the afternoon, I'm coming in the afternoon. If I can make it in the morning, I'll make it in the morning. But one thing for sure is I always try to at least get out one workout a day, about 5 to 6 times a week. And today is a chest day. This actually I've never been able to do before. We're gonna hit 220 pounds on this weird bench press type thing. See if I can do it.
That's terrible for you. Okay.
Two more. We did it. All right. I don't need to do much. I just pressed a ton on that thing. But let's go for 50 regular push-ups, 50 diamonds. Here we go. Time lapse, baby. All right, so we've only just begun kind of packing. Low key, maybe putting it off a little bit, but luckily we have the whole weekend. But there's a lot to kind of do, especially on the studio stuff. So if you guys haven't seen already, here's the studio space, the home studio. And it's a light setup, but all some pretty nice pieces that will really go a long way while you're working. And I mean, with just about all these things, I can get a very competitive and pretty much professional quality sound with all this stuff. So yeah, just gonna pack it up over the next couple of days and get it going. And then finally, I had to shoot this one over the course of a few days, but tonight at midnight is the official release of my first single, Tides. So I'm really, really excited about this record, and more to build on top of it too, right? Like, not to diminish the first one at all, because at the end of the day, you can keep pushing a song no matter how long it's out. But I don't know, one of my favorite things ever is growth and seeing growth happen. And so I'm excited to see where this one lands, and I'm even more excited to see how God is going to continue to push me and cause me to mature and grow in more ways as a musician, as creative, as a business person, and a man too. So, all right, y'all. Thank you so much. Love you, and I'll see you very soon again.